This is more interesting for you too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting for me, but this is...
So this is Sam with Bulldog Reader. I'm doing a video inspection of the main sewer line for 1503 West Indiana Avenue in Spokane, Washington. Right now what we're looking at is the city sewer. This is going to be end of the main line where it's actually connecting to the city sewer. The homeowner is responsible for their connection and everything back towards the house. So we're going to start pulling back and take a look at this pipe. Right there's the city trough. It looks like we're coming out of this fitting right here. You can see this fitting is a little offset on the top right hand side of the screen. You can see it takes a little turn right before it goes down to the city sewer. This is stair stepping down, so realistically it's not going to create too big of an issue. What we're looking at is 4-inch clay tile pipe, which is pretty common for the age of the house. Right here is another little separation. You can see what happens with clay tiles. It usually comes into 2 to 5 foot sections, and those sections in the ground will settle over time, and you'll get little separations like that. You can see the top right hand side of the screen. You can actually see part of the separation in the pipe, and some roots growing in the bottom of the pipe right there. The bottom of the screen.
Is that common or is that okay?
That's pretty common with tile. You'll see it. That separation's not too bad either. Looks like some more root growth at another. That's more of a seam. It's not really separated right there, but roots are actually starting to get in as well.
Is that fixable? Is that what?
Yeah, what we usually suggest for roots is to get them cabled out once a year to make sure they don't grow out.
What do they charge for something like that?
It's like $173 plus tax is what we do for them. And then you can see just a little bit more root growth right there. Keep going back, got some more roots at another seam. You can see that this is actually stair stepping down a little bit, so water's definitely still getting by. The roots could kind of catch on stuff and create blockages. So we're still on 4-inch tile right now. You can see that we got another little separation right here. The bottom of the pipe is actually the top right hand corner of the screen, and the top of the pipe is actually the bottom left hand corner of the screen. You can see that it's separated down again, so water is still flowing by. These roots right here are starting to intrude as well in this section. Looks like we got another separation. So far the separations we've seen are pretty minor. They're not too bad. You can see some more roots growing in and whatnot. Stuff can get caught up there and create a blockage. Realistically, as long as the roots are kept up, so far everything I've seen should be okay. Another separation with more roots. It's pretty common to see this stuff in clay tile pipe, especially for the age. Some more roots right there and another little separation. Some more roots again. Looks like roots are kind of coming in at every joint. And once you guys get this maintenance, it'll look a lot better than this. Some water is starting to pull up in this section right here. It just means that it's draining uphill for a brief second. Some roots are intruding as well. Looks like we got a little bit of stuff in the camera. That's better. Okay.
Why is it getting so blurry?
There's some stuff on the end of the camera, just from being in the sewer line and whatnot. I try and get back to that water and make it a little bit better. That changes anything. So we got another separation there with some roots. It doesn't look too bad. Once again, it's relatively flat. It looks like the camera head's actually clean. We're getting some sewer gas in the line. You can actually see the whiffs of it.
How long?
Got another separation right there.
How long
This
is
sewer's about 70 feet.
the city?
Yes. Okay, you can see right there at the right-hand side of the screen, there's a little crack in the pipe. Doesn't look too bad at all. Nothing's starting to poke through it, but it is cracked in that section right there.
What can happen there?
It could lead to collapse over years. It's like another little separation. It kind of actually stair steps up a little bit, so some stuff is getting caught right there. Not too much. Roots are coming down, so that could definitely catch on some stuff and create a blockage as well. Alrighty, here's another little seam right there with some roots coming in on the left-hand side of the screen. Looks like some more roots. So you can see right here, it's the pipe we're in is actually settled down a little bit, and the pipe it's connected to has kind of stayed at the same place, so it is kind of a stair step up. Stuff is still can get caught there. It's not a horrible separation by any means, but stuff can definitely get caught in that section, especially if roots are hanging out there. As far as the root intrusions goes, I haven't really seen anything that looked too terribly horrible. Right here it looks like a little bit more water is pulling up. We have another little separation that you have to go over right there. Alright, here's just another tiny separation. Looks like stuff's just settling. Some more root intrusion right there as well. And you can see all the swirl marks in the pipe. That's from somebody actually coming out and clearing out these roots, so it's good that the line's actually had maintenance.
Yeah, you did that, didn't you? Not too long ago?
Probably, I'm guessing 4 to 6 months ago.
Oh, yeah. Those roots just come quick, don't they?
Well, you don't always get all of them, too. I mean, the ones around the edges are kind of what you expect to see what's left. The big root masses, it'll pretty much enclose the whole pipe. You can see a little bit of water sitting right here. It looks like we're coming up on another separation right there, which is making it hold this much water in the pipe. It's not too much water, so it's not a huge issue. Some more roots right there, and it looks like we're going into a section of the pipe that's actually bellied. So right here is the beginning of this pipe, and then the beginning of this section of the pipe, and then what it's actually doing is trying to drain uphill to a point. And that is a root mass right there.
So that's pretty close, huh?
Yeah,
Is that 8
that's
feet?
right outside. That's probably just right outside. Realistically, that last root mass we saw is about the worst I've seen in this pipe today. So it's just right there.
Surprised they didn't get that better.
Yeah. And as I said before, sometimes stuff can be missed with the cable. The cable's not going to grab everything. It's just going to grab the majority, or at least get out what's blocking the pipe up. That's why we suggest maintenance, just to make sure that whatever is going to be able to stop the pipe gets cut out. And then right here we switch into cast iron. See if I can find a little bit more water and get a little bit better view of that. A little gassy it's looking like. So right here is cast iron inside the house. It's actually this type of pipe right here. From what I'm seeing, it's not really rusted out or any issues at all. It's connected to the tile pretty well. You can see it's sort of separated right there. That's not going to really create too many issues. And then right here, we're going to start coming out the clean out. And here we are. There's a picture of our clean out that we went through and whatnot. And that was Sam with Bulldog Rooter doing a video inspection. Thank you.